With the holidays coming fast, it's both a great time to be a gamer as well as an extremely agonizing time. Reason being is there's just so much stuff out there. However, your boy Joseph from SwitchForce is here to help nudge you in a direction to some games that might not exactly be at the top of your most wanted list. So without further ado, here are 5 underrated games to ask for or gift your friends. Now with that being said, this list was made out of a few games that I've spent quite a bit of time with that I genuinely do enjoy and highly recommend. So let's jump right into it. Dragon Marked for Death is a game created by the incredible team over at Inti Creates, and man is this game fun. It's a platform/RPG game. Its tight controls, multiple characters with extremely varied gameplay styles, great art, and world all work towards making this game a must-have for platform and RPG fans alike. The game is split across 2 versions, however, much like Pokemon, the only differences are the playable characters. Some might be turned off by this fact, but the characters are so lovingly crafted and different from each other, it's almost like playing 4 completely different games. If you have some friends, this game is the perfect adventure to go on together, and if you would like to go it alone, the game is vast enough to give you a great meaty adventure. You truly can't go wrong with picking up this fantastic game. The most recent game on this list, and the biggest surprise to me personally, is New Super Lucky's Tale. Growing up, I absolutely adored 3D platformers, so I knew at the very least I liked this game. However, what started as a small infatuation turned into a full-blown obsession, and while in most cases that is very negative, in this case it earned this game to get on this list, so there's that. This is possibly one of the most charming games I've played in a while. It's clearly aimed at a younger audience from the story and somewhat easy gameplay. That's pretty obvious. However, the positive way outweighs the fact that I'm definitely not this game's target demographic. Beautiful graphics, intuitive controls, and just a good old 3D platform collectathon romp to really lighten the mood. This game is just joy incarnate, and if you like games like Mario Galaxy and even something like Banjo-Kazooie, then I really think you'd enjoy this game. Also, as a little sidebar, you could replace this with A Hat in Time, because that game's also fantastic and I've been putting a lot of hours in, but I just think New Super Lucky's Tale is even lesser known. So, coming off of a lighthearted game like New Super Lucky's Tale, what can possibly be next? Well, the answer's simple. Dead by Daylight. My newest addition and what's quickly becoming one of my favorite multiplayer games of all time, Dead by Daylight recently came to the Switch, and while I was super hesitant in getting the game considering it barely runs well on my Xbox One X, I finally bit the bullet and picked it up. Now look, I'll be honest, the graphics aren't great. As a matter of fact, I would be leaning more so on the fact that they're pretty bad. However, the gameplay more than makes up for it. It's an asymmetric multiplayer game where one person is a killer and the other 4 are survivors. Your goal is either to kill the survivors if you're the killer, or to power 5 generators and get the exit gate open if you are a survivor. Now the game can be toxic sometimes, and again, it really isn't the best looking. But if you like fun and challenging multiplayer games that you can just jump right into and have fun, this is one of those. So get some friends to survive or get some strangers to kill. You really can't go wrong. And you know what? Out of context, that last sentence is not really the best thing I've ever said, so ignore that. It's a good game though, check it out. Digimon CyberSleuth is a game I was super hyped to see coming to the Switch. It was super well received when it was released on the PS Vita. Yeah, that was definitely a thing that existed at some point. So seeing it come to another great handheld was more than enough to make me want to buy it. Digimon has always been interesting when it comes to the franchise's games. Never really staying in one place too often, it's never really found its footing. However, CyberSleuth is just a love letter to the series. Having hundreds of Digimon and a great battle system with a super interesting story, it's very easy to list the merits of this game. It looks great, plays great, sounds great, and is just overall a super solid RPG that not enough people are talking about. I think it deserves a lot more love, so if you think this one looks great, please go support it so we can get more games like this from Digimon in the future. Though Digimon Survive, the new game that's coming out, also looks to be pretty fantastic in its own way. Anyway, let's get on with the list and finish this off. Possibly one of my most played games on the Switch, and my top pick for what game you should all check out this holiday season is the amazingly simple and addicting Risk of Rain 2. Risk of Rain 2 being just another roguelike really didn't have me all that excited until I hopped into my first game, and man, it was love at first playthrough. See, what separates this game from other roguelites is just how unbelievably overpowered you can get if you play your cards right and get lucky enough. See, just like other roguelites, each playthrough is essentially a standalone adventure. You start weak, and as time goes on, you get stronger. However, in this game, every ability stacks essentially infinitely. So if you pick up a pair of boots that increases your speed, you can stack it so much that you eventually can just zip across dimensions at the blink of an eye. Every playthrough I got super strong, super fast, and it's always led to funny and interesting moments. You can play alone, with friends, with strangers, and no matter how you do it, I can almost guarantee you will have an amazing time with this game. This has been one of the best indie games I've ever played easily, and I can't wait to dump hundreds of more hours into it. Even if you don't necessarily like roguelites, I highly recommend you give this a chance because again, going into it, I really was not that excited, but I can honestly say I have come out the other side and it is possibly one of my most played Switch games. Anyway, that's my top 5 underrated games I recommend this holiday. Have you guys played any of these games? And if you have, what did you think? More importantly though, let's start a conversation in the comments below. What underrated games do you all recommend to give or get as gifts? I'm genuinely interested. Maybe we can help each other out and point out good things that nobody really talks about. Anyway, I've been Joseph. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you did. Thanks again. Love you all, and until next time, SwitchForce out.